Now in this video, I want to talk about how women can show respect to the man in their life. Now, I'm not sure how many women are aware of this because we have so many young men and women in our current society that have no father figure in their life. So they've grown up in environments where they don't really see how women who respect a man will treat him and respond to him. They're also not seeing the reverse, but we've already talked about that in a previous video. But I think, men's biggest desire, what they crave the most, is to be respected. And you see a lot of that when they feel that they're not being respected, reflected in violence, gang fights, murders, and just from a woman's point of view, it's something stupid. But from their point of view, if they're not being respected as a man, it is something to fight for and even kill for. I would not necessarily go to those extremes, but this is how some young guys who have not been trained in how to manage their anger and temper and control their feelings will respond. And I think from a woman's perspective, if you're with a guy that you may feel like you love him, but there's an aspect of the relationship where you just flat out don't respect him as a man. There's some component of who he is, his behavior, his attitudes that make you not respect him as a man or even as a human being. I have to ask you, why are you with him? Because to me, if you're not with somebody that you can respect, then love cannot grow. You cannot have the two things together. The only kind of love that works like that is for a parent to a child, because we don't have to respect them. They're babies. What do they know? But as an adult, we look for certain qualities in the man that we're with, and if he does not possess those things, some of you will compromise and bend around and jump around and do all kind of crazy things to maintain a relationship just to say you have one with a man that you have no respect for. And I think that's one reason why I wanted to bring this to your attention, because we need to talk about what respect means and how you would demonstrate it, as well as what the ramifications are if a man has lost your respect. What do you do about it? And from the guy's point of view, I think some of them don't really understand that how they talk to women and how they treat the woman that they claim that they love will cause her to lose respect, and her love will go right out the window right after it. If for women, I've explained the dictionary definition of respect, where it's reflected in admiration. We love some qualities about this person. We look up to this person, this kind of thing. If you are in a situation, though, with a man and you find that you can't look up to him, or guys, you've done such a series of things that it hurts her, disappoints her, disgusts her repeatedly, she's gonna lose respect for you. And once she loses it, that's it. It's a wrap. She's never it's not coming back. She's just gonna need to move on to a new dude. And I think what a lot of the loss of respect involves lying to her and cheating on her. These are the two top things that men like to do. And in both cases, it causes a woman to lose trust and belief in you, and as well as her respect. She may still be with you. She may still cook for you, clean for you, occasionally have sex with you, but the relationship has changed. And even if you're too stupid to notice it, it has. She's not going to love you with as much openness and admiration. She's not going to brag about you like she used to. She's going to be you'll hear more sighing and eye rolling. You'll see eye rolling, and she'll be distant. I don't know what other kind of way to put it. And you guys are the ones who will then write and say, well, she don't want to sleep with me anymore. When I try to touch her, she jumps away and all this kind of stuff. That is a woman who's on her way out. You've done some things that cause her to lose her respect for you. And we as women, we've got to have that for our man. Now, what are some of the ways that a woman will show that she respects you? Well, she'll want to do things for you, for one thing, without you even having to ask her. She will do things, jump around you, iron your clothes, she'll cook for you. You walk in the door, she'll run up to you and give you a big old hug and a kiss because she's so happy to see you. Your presence means a lot to her. She can't wait to see you. Even when you walk through the door, her heart skips a beat. That's somebody who's deeply in love with a man that she respects. She will listen to you. She will be very affectionate with you. She will try to problem solve with you. She listens to everything that you have to say, and she remembers it because, again, what you say is important to her because she respects you as her man. Even if you don't have a lot of money, if she sees you striving and trying, she will be your biggest cheerleader because she respects you. Now, for those of you who make promises and don't keep them, or you tell her you're going to do something and you don't do it, you tell her you're going to be somewhere and you're not there, you set the dynamic in motion for her to lose respect for you once again. So see, guys, I'm trying to show you what respect is as well as how you lose it and how, if you want a woman to respect you, some of the behaviors that you need to do to demonstrate in order for her to have those feelings about you. I think it's also very necessary to understand that for ladies, if you go up to a guy, your man, your boyfriend, husband, whoever it is, and you ask for his opinion and you really listen to it, that's very meaningful to a guy. They like, how they are. They want to feel like they know every damn thing anyway. But there may be some situation where he actually does. He knows more about a certain subject, an issue, than you do. There is absolutely nothing wrong with seeking his opinion. And guys crave that. It's part of you demonstrating that you respect his intellect, you respect his problem-solving abilities, and the fact that you sought him out and took the time to listen shows that you value his opinion. Hopefully, he will answer truthfully and honestly and give you, the full story about whatever it is that you're asking him about. And guys, part of that is going to be, she might ask you something that you don't really care about, but if it's important enough to her to ask for your opinion, respect her enough to listen to her as well. So this is kind of a two-way street, but I want women to understand, especially women who have been single for a long time. If you're in a relationship now, this is something that guys need. So find something. I'm sure you could probably find an answer yourself if you just sought it out. But why not just ask him what he thinks? Especially if you know he knows about that subject. Why go through a whole bunch of changes to try to find information out on your own to be independent when you got a ready resource right there? Just ask him. Make his ass give you some information and do some work. Save you some time. I think it's very necessary also for women to show respect in the way that, give him the opportunity to share his thoughts in his best words. Now, let me explain what I mean. Very often guys are not as good with words as women are. They're not as adept at figuring out what they feel and expressing it clearly. So a lot of times women will jump in, right? He starts talking, he is stumbling and bumbling around, and I'm right there with you. I get impatient too. But you have to just count to 10 and let him keep talking. He will eventually give you the answer that you're looking for. But you got to be patient enough to let him get more skilled at expressing what he's thinking and feeling to you. And that takes practice. That's the only way he's going to get good at it. He's got to practice. So you just have to sit there, pay attention to what he's saying. If he asks a question, answer it. But don't interrupt him. Don't talk over him. And don't try to put words in his mouth. Don't try to sum it up until he's absolutely finished. Then you might say, okay, I heard you say blah, 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 blah. Did I hear you correctly? And he'll either tell you yes or no. And if it's no, he's okay, well, can you explain it to me again? What part did I not understand? You see what I mean? This is communication. and it will teach you how to listen better, and it will also teach him how to express himself better. And that is demonstrating respect for your guy. Okay, that's very important. Another point is that guys need, even though they may say that they don't, they need your support and encouragement. And that is very well demonstrated when he comes to you and he is confused about something. Now, the fact that he can express his confusion or his doubt, his insecurities, is a big feather in your cap, because a lot of guys aren't going to want to admit that. They'll feel like you look down on them if they display anything that they conceive to be weakness. But if you can be a cheerleader for him, and sometimes you got to remember that men are inside like little boys. So if you have a son and he's about 7, understand that 7-year-old is still alive and kicking in your 40-year-old husband. So what you want to do is, if he does something that's really good, or you appreciate it, you're thankful that he did it, you think it's kind and considerate, don't just think it, tell him. Tell him, oh, thank you, honey. That was very considerate of you. Or thank you, that's really going to save me some time. I appreciate it. Something along those lines. And you may think, well, God, why do I have to just pump up his ego every day? Why doesn't he just do it because he lives here and this and that? And you're right, he should. But that doesn't mean that you shouldn't still acknowledge that he did it, because that's what's going to keep him doing it more and more, is that ego boost that you just gave him. So some guys, they need that encouragement, and they need that kind of cheerleading thing, and it inspires them to do more and to be better and to be greater. But again, if you have a guy and he's not doing anything that causes you to want to be his cheerleader, he ain't doing shit but sitting his ass on the couch, and you don't have anything to cheer him about, then you might want to reconsider your relationship. I'm telling you, you've got to have a dude in your life that you can respect and admire. That kind of connectedness is what will get you guys through rough times when you're fighting and having disagreements or whatever. That kind of thing is as strong a glue as love. When you have that mutual respect and admiration for each other, that's hard to find. And so if you have it in your relationship with the man that you love, that's really big, and that's very important. So try to support him, try to encourage him. Make sure that he's doing something on his own. Don't you do it for him. This is key. Don't be jumping in. Like if he's trying to find a job or something, well, let me help you. Let me do your resume. Let me do this. Let me do that. No, sit your ass down. You're not his mother. And that kind of overdoing it shows disrespect. That shows that you don't have confidence that he can handle his shit on his own. And if that's the case, then what you doing with him? Why do you have a man-child? You need a man. And if he says he should write up his own, he should do a draft, and then say, babe, can you look this over, tighten this up for me, or, make it look good on the paper or whatever. He might ask for your help in some respect like that. But that's support, that's encouraging and supporting his goals and what he's already done. You don't do it for him. You see what I mean? There's a big difference. And another big point is the style of communication that we have as women. We like to go into a great detail. When we sit down with our girlfriends, we're like, okay, girl, I want the play-by-play. Start from when you woke up this morning. Okay, and we want to hear it all, step by step. Where did you go next? What did you say next? Who did you see next? We want all the details. Men aren't like that. They want to hear the Cliff Notes version. Just give me the highlights, and then if he has questions, then he'll seek out more information from you by asking, he'll ask some follow-up questions. So I think keeping that in mind shows that you respect the differences between men and women communication style. And you'll get more out of him, actually, if you talk so much, girl, come on now. I'm a woman and I don't want to hear all that shit. I swear I have ADHD or something. I can't do it. I can't sit there and hear all that stuff. I know that's how most women are, but I'm like a guy. I just want to give me the highlights. That's enough. And if you sitting there and you see your man's attention start wandering, that means you're talking too much. You're talking too long, and you lost him. So you need to give him the highlights, give him the information that he needs to answer your question or process some facts that you're about to give him or something. Just give him the Cliff Notes version. And then if he says, what? What does that mean? Or how does it explain? Can you explain it? Okay, then you go into more detail. But you don't want him to get all bogged down in all them extra details that women like to give, because men get confused. They get easily confused, and they'll go all off on some tangent thinking you meant something else because you took too long to get to the point. So he don't know what the point is, and he's just really like lost in a forest of your words, and you still talking. You got to stop doing that. That drives me crazy. And like I said, it drives me crazy too, and I'm a woman. So what other kind of ways can you show respect to your man? Well, you can, like I said, you can give him compliments. You can tell him stuff that you admire about him. Things sometimes that they don't even understand about themselves. As their women, we see sides of them, or we see strengths and abilities in them that they don't even have. I mean, not that they don't have, that they have not acknowledged in themselves. We see them through different eyes, and it's crucial to keeping your man's heart warm towards you, to make him feel good about the stuff that you say to him. Yes, I know sometimes they act stupid and they fuck up, and you just want to rip their head off. I understand that, because I used to want to kill mine like at least once a week. I'd be plotting his death. But, the other 6 days of the week, it was cool. But, it's very important. Like, if you see he has some kind of strength he's demonstrated, some kind of skill or ability that, he is well hidden or he doesn't really acknowledge, just point it out to him, tell him. And when you're talking to people about him, we do have a tendency as women to complain about our men and what they don't do. Well, try flipping that around, and next time you get around some people, like especially those people in his family, talk about what he does well. Talk about him in a positive way. He'll probably be shocked, and so will they. It's something as simple as dressing in, like if he has a favorite dress, a favorite top, a favorite pair of pants that you have, or he just likes to see you in that outfit, pull it out and put it on, and then sashay around the house and then, let him see you in it. And you can flirt with your man. That also shows respect, that you respect his sexiness, that you respect the love that you have for him, and that you respect the fact that he still finds you attractive. You can make his favorite meal. That shows respect. Now, I don't mean you'd have to ask him every day what you want to eat, because that shit would get boring. He needs to eat what you cook. But every so often, say, honey, I'm going to cook you what, it's your special dinner day or whatever you want to call it. And say, what is it you want to eat? I'll make you your favorite meal today. Okay, that's showing him a lot of respect. How about if you write him a love note, a little love letter? Have you ever done that? I used to do that occasionally when my honey was going on a business trip, because he used to put in networks, and so he would be gone for a week or two at a time. And I would put notes in an envelope with dates on it for the days for him to open them. And, it would just be saying something nice, or how much I missed him, or, something romantic, something sexy, whatever. But do you think I would have taken the time and energy to do that if I didn't have a great deal of respect and admiration for that man's hustle? He was working hard, and he was working hard for his family, for me and our daughter. And I, want him to know that I appreciated all the work that he was doing. I think also some women have a hard time apologizing. Everybody makes mistakes. We all make mistakes. One of the things that you can do that shows respect for him and for your relationship is if you make a mistake, you screw up, be humble enough to apologize. Take him in your arms and hug him and say, baby, I'm sorry. I realize I made a mistake. I shouldn't have said that. I shouldn't have done that. Whatever it was that you did or didn't do, apologize for it. Get him little surprises. Like, you out at the store, right? You see this shirt on sale. Well, it's not like he probably don't really need a new shirt, but it's something that he would like and that he would look good in, and it's on sale. Well, why not get it? And don't just, throw it at them. Put it, wrap it up in a box and stuff and make it like a event, like a surprise. And say, this is just because it's Tuesday present. And what you're doing when you have that kind of exchange with your guy, you're teaching him how to do that as well, because he's going to get to experience how good it feels, how good he feels when you do that to him, and he's more likely to turn around and do it to you because he'll want you to feel good like how you made him feel good. Even something as simple as initiating sex shows respect. Again, it shows respect for the fact that your man is hot and you want to make him understand how hot you think he is. I have not met one guy yet who would turn that down. They'd be like so excited. And I think that's something that not enough women really do on the regular. You know what I mean? One thing you can do is this is why it's really good to respect your relationship and not really be talking too much about the fights that you guys have. I mean, if your husband, boyfriend, whatever, is doing some really stupid shit like cheating on you, giving you diseases, beating on your ass, or hitting the kids or something, well, yeah, you need to get the posse involved and shit like that so that everybody knows. So in case something happens, you got some people around you that can provide support. But in general, talking about the arguments that you guys had about stupid stuff, you don't go running your, blabbing about that to your family and friends. You want to keep that at home, and that also shows respect. I've already made the video about women talking too much, and this is a big one. You guys, you can't be telling your sister and your best friend and stuff about this, raggedy ass shit that your husband or boyfriend did. And like I said, unless it's really serious, and then yeah, but in general, that's not the case. It's usually some dumb shit. One thing that men really like that shows respect, it shows you're thinking about him, is if you go, surprise him and meet him for lunch. Just call and say, I'm going to take you out to lunch today. What time is your lunch? And then go and do it if you can. I mean, if you have that day off or you work close enough to him where that's a possibility. Or you could make him lunch, whatever you want to do, that would work too. I think one of the things that we have to really watch is our tone of voice and the words that we use when we talk to the man that we love. I've said the same thing to guys, so this is not a unique and special thing. But, sometimes we may be a little harsh, but you got to remember that this is the man that you love. This is the man that you want to be with for the rest of your life, or at least till next year, or whatever's your game plan here. And it's necessary to kind of stay conscious of what words you use to him. It can't be something where you're going to be sorry as soon as the words slip out your mouth. Instead, be sorry before you say them, because it's just like in a courthouse where they say some stupid shit, and then here go the judge. The jury shall ignore those statements and blah, blah, blah. Okay, when you tell somebody to ignore something, that's the first thing they remember. And it's the same thing with having a situation where you are saying some crazy stuff and then you want him to forget that you said it. Something that assaulted his ego, assaulted his intelligence, insulted him or something like that. It's too late now. That's going down in the record book, and it's in ink. It's never going away. So watch what you say. Like I said, you could never lose by doing that count to 10 thing. Y'all know I have the temper of life. And that's something that I had to learn to do, because I was just like explosive, like an atomic bomb. And that may work, especially, my online stuff where I really don't give a fuck about what these clowns be talking about. But if it's a guy that I love, I don't want to hurt his feelings like that. So I had to learn to do that, do some deep breaths and count to 10, and then say what it was I really wanted to say without all the fuck yous and goddamn it's and all other stuff, my other favorite vocabulary words. So you can't talk to your man like that. And if he does something that makes him successful, you need to brag about it, blow his head up. That's showing do you respect the fact that he did something great and grand and wonderful, and you want everybody to know. There's nothing wrong with that. that's your dude. And as long as your dude has shown respect for you, and that shows that he's the right kind of person, he's not hoe-hopping and acting a fool and drugging and drinking and gambling up all the money and having a family in eviction mode and all this old silly stuff. As long as he's doing what he's supposed to be doing, try to find ways to show him that you appreciate him, that you admire him, and that you therefore respect him. There should never be a case where the guys are not doing what they're supposed to be doing, not pulling their weight, trying to leave you to do all the work, and you're feeling overburdened, unloved, unappreciated, and all that. See, those kind of things, those kind of behaviors chip away at respect and make it very difficult for these kind of behaviors that I'm talking about. I want you to try to exhibit. It makes it very difficult for those to happen because you're angry. You're angry, you're disappointed, and you're just disgusted at him. Well, you can't feel those things and feel respect at the same time. So guys, a lot of this disrespect that you have in your relationship, you brought that on yourself. When you abandon your woman to do things by herself and you're not there to support her, and you're not pulling your fair share of weight financially or with the household or with the children, you are damaging your relationship in imperceptible ways. But I'm telling you, I'm giving you a warning now. You can look at her face and you can see her body language. You can see how she, doesn't really want to be close to you as much as she used to be. That's a sign that you're fucking up and you need to fix it. Now, if you want to keep her respect level for you high, these are some of the things that you need to do. I've just given you a list. Ladies, those are the things that you can do to show that he's treating you well and doing what he's supposed to be doing. Just admire and respect your man if you at all can. And if you have a guy that you can't admire and respect, get a new one. Trade his ass in. All right, this is Deb Cooper from survivingdating.com and askheartbeat.com signing out. I'll check you guys out tomorrow with another video.